Fucking
Is that Sleepyhead or what is that?
Sleepyhead Beats. This guy's my fucking producer, greatest producer of all time. All right, let's get started. We got.
What song was that?
You know what I hate about. You know when women say shit, you were out of nowhere. Will you be like you'll be helping them out with something, and then they realize they have to put you're taking down something heavy off the shelf. You put it onto a flatbed cart, and then they go, "You're going to kill me." I'm just like, whoa. Am I? Okay.
What the fuck you talking
Am
about?
I like OJ now? Like, what is this? Anyway. What the fuck, man? This week is ridiculous. You know, I want to. You know about those guys, David Hogg and Emma Gonzalez. Here's the thing: even if they're not actors, which is a good assumption to make, then I feel like they've been training for this their whole lives. Like, it feels like their friends dying may have been the best thing that have ever
That's
happened
happened to them, exactly.
Right.
They're still in the spotlight. Now it's their time to shine. They're getting interviews left and right, and that's their
Parkland.
biggest thing in their lives right now is feeling like they're some sort of revolutionaries, even though they're fighting to take away rights rather than fighting for the.
They're just
for any
reporting
rights.
on them 24/7. Like, I see this bitch on TV, this baldy Britney Spears fuck. She's doing a 6-minute moment of silence for her students, for her fellow students who were gunned down.
Have you
6 minutes? Because that was the length of time it took. But those were not 6 minutes of silence. That's the thing. It's kind of the opposite of honoring them, you know?
Exactly. Have you seen that video of what was the kid's name again? The one leading the fight in the March for Our Lives.
David Hogg.
David Hogg. He put out a video. I'm not sure if 100% if it was him, but he put out a video where he swore at his parents on a live interview.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and those are the kids leading the fight
shit.
that are supposed to tell adults what they should do.
I'm gonna pull that shit up.
He's like a fucking kid like on a headset playing Xbox. Like, Mom,
Exactly.
get the fuck out of my room. Give me a fucking sandwich, Mom.
Our stupid parents, they're fucking idiots. Can't even text. Stupidity. If they're
Get out of my room, Mom.
if they're gonna be leaders, they can't be speaking like that.
That want to keep killing our children. They could have blood from children spattered all over their faces and they wouldn't take action. Because they all still see those dollar signs.
Wait, what do you know about it? What do you know about the NRA? You don't know anything about the NRA. He doesn't even know how to pronounce Dana's last name. Yeah, he can't. Still, to this day, still can't pronounce Dana Lash. It's not Loesch. And she's not the CEO of the NRA. He had plenty more to say, attacking politicians for taking money. He says it's their job to fix America. And here's a continuation of that wonderful thought.
Like, do you guys ever think, like, why the f*** are we the ones who are doing this?
Well, at this point, it's like, when you're
That's the video
parents,
right
like,
there.
I don't know how to send an iMessage, and you're just like, give me your phone, and you take it, and you're like, okay, let me handle it, and you get it done in 1 second. Sadly, that's what we have to do with our government, because our parents don't know how to use democracy, so we have to. It just makes me think what sick are out there that want to continue to sell more guns, murder more children, and honestly just get reelected. What type of person are you when you want to see more money than children's lives? What type of person does that?
You guys seem to be.
So you can tell there. I feel like he's drinking too much Red Bull and watching too much TYT, and that's not a good diet, you know.
No, that's not a good diet. And he feels so self-righteous. He feels like he's done so much. Just because you've been...
What have you done?
Yeah.
You survived a tragedy
yep.
by hiding in a fucking closet. You probably would have used your friend as a decoy to shield yourself from bullets. But no, like...
Yeah. He wasn't any of the ones that ran in front of the...
He just reminds me of every stuck-up fucking entitled brat that I've seen at these suburban high schools. You know, has to join every club, class president, you know, suck every dick you can to get to the top. But he got incredibly lucky.
Yeah.
And
now he's a star. He's a star.
You gotta ask these kids a question. You gotta ask them,
These are the popular
would they
kids
go
in high
back?
school.
Would they sacrifice all that fame with all the fucking behind the scenes at Ellen and shit and meeting their favorites? Would they take it back if they had a choice? If you said, hey, You know, you can save those people's
Yeah,
lives.
we can revert the tragedy.
But you got to go back to plain old David Hogg, David
Yeah.
Buttfuck Hogg, you know, whatever
Uh-huh.
your nickname was in high school.
Yeah, they wouldn't. They would. I'm sure they would have loved to repeat that.
It's the same thing with these Me Too actresses, who I actually have sympathy for a lot of them. But you're talking about, would you go back? Would Angelina Jolie or Gwyneth Paltrow, would they trade in that Academy Award to give Harvey his load back? I don't know. Do like a reverse fix-up?
I mean, they could have done it.
Boys, even like guys that are molested
Yeah,
too.
Kevin Spacey shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
Kevin Spacey, man, though, that guy's so fucking talented. I almost wish the news would have broke after House of Cards so he could have one last great finale. But no, they had to fuck up the show for everybody.
We live in a sex culture. Like
Fucking fisting, man. This is unreal. It's weird because the generation after us, when virtual reality kicks in, you know, there are going to be kids with their fucking porno headsets and shit. They're just going to be
with
like
their flashlights and shit.
Yeah, a cock fingering, please, or whatever you're into, you know. Just the
Cock
goofiest
fingering,
shit. Yeah.
like put your finger inside of
You
the cock.
stumble
Like,
upon shit by accident, man.
Dude,
It's
I've
brutal.
seen shit like that.
It's brutal.
It's disgusting. Like the
that shit.
sandbox or something.
What about the?
How do those
You
people?
guys seen that shit?
What about the sex bots?
Have you seen the guy that's never jerked off before in his life? Like his
The
balls
sex
are
box,
huge,
yeah, but-
and he literally comes like fucking, like an
no,
oil
but
rig.
have you
Like-
seen this one where a guy takes like a fucking dildo and shoves it inside the hole of his dick?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Have you seen that? That's disgusting.
Imagine what
I mean,
the
that is-
flaps.
that's fucked up.
It's like a peeled banana or some shit. It must be like a.
I don't know, dude. That shit traumatized me. Like that shit actually hurt me. Like,
Yeah.
you want to put that up?
Ball
You wanna-
busting too is another sin.
You want to put that?
That
like,
should be a fucking crime against humanity.
You want to edit in all
Fucking-
of these videos into the
Oh, yeah.
fucking YouTube?
Nah, if I was making, yeah,
Dude,
ball busting, that
Fucking
shit
dick.
is brutal. If I can censor it out, if I can like put a picture of Donald
Yeah.
Trump over the dick or some shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
for mine it wouldn't work, but
Right. Dan Feet Are a Treat Schneider out from Nickelodeon. Breaking news: Nickelodeon officially parts ways with Dan Schneider, who, by the way, was pretty much the showrunner for every one of their live-action shows since the Amanda Show. DHD reports multiple complaints of abusive behavior against Schneider filed by members of his staff under a cloud of suspicion over the treatment of some younger stars. Well-documented temper issues for years, end quote. No shit, right? I mean, if you've kept up with any of this, if you've even watched some of their shows, Nickelodeon went downhill, man. They had a good run.
Yeah. I don't see what kids don't flip that channel anymore. I haven't seen a kid watch Nickelodeon.
does your brother flip that shit?
Nah, I have a younger brother and never watches it. We have a big age difference.
Filthy Frank was
Oh.
right, man, you know.
I show him the old Nickelodeon shows, the good ones, but that's dead and gone.
Yeah. Yeah, the old ones are better. I don't
Yeah,
know if
the
that's
90s
just.
ones, yeah.
I don't know if that's just us because we grew up with that shit, or
Yeah.
they were like objectively better. That's the thing. Like I'm not sure. But
Nah, they're objectively better.
Hi, sorry to disturb you this late in the night. I have a serious inquiry directed towards Nickelodeon. My question is, what the fuck are you doing? You know, y'all used to have some fire bitches, and when I turn on the TV, I'm trying to see my favorite bitches. Zoe 101, Jeanette McCurdy. Oh my god.
I never heard
Now
this
all
one.
you got is these preteens. Bro, and I'm not a pedo. I'm not trying to look at these little kids and get aroused. Now I can't watch Nickelodeon with my dick in my hand anymore. I'm fucking upset. This is some fucking bullshit. Dan Schneider. Bring all my bitches back. I need all my bitches. I need all my bitches. The new shit you put out is whack. Dan Schneider. I'm just trying to get an erection, but now that these kids looking 13 and under, my penis will suffer. Damn.
Fucking Schneider!
Schneider! This ain't a fucking game, bitch. I wanna watch a sitcom with my hand on my dick. I wanna see a titty. If Freddy gon' film the reaction, say I'm gonna join in. And suck me a fat one. Nickelodeon girls. Can't live without her. Whoa. Ariana Grande. I know I drive a Hyundai.
That's a fucking yeah. That is gold. I talked about this specific, well, not because of that, but he's one of those people like Bryan Singer who people know, people have known for years that he's been messing around with kids. And it's always those fucking people that nobody wants to talk about. Instead, they'll take somebody down like Louis C.K. who barely did anything, pulled his dick out. You misconduct.
And it was a prank
best.
too, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just for a few laughs and giggles.
Yeah.
The willing parties.
Yeah, it was a different time, too. I mean, sometimes the time justifies certain shit.
Yeah.
But they
not
didn't
always.
feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't feel comfortable 20 years later when they thought back.
Look, they
about
have
it.
so many on
20
Reddit.
years ago.
Some
shit.
people can't stop making names for him, surnames for Dan Schneider. Dan the Defiler Schneider, No Lube Required Schneider, Daily Dan the Man Schneider, Dan Get in the Van Schneider, Dan I've Had Tighter Schneider, Dan Deep Inside Her Schneider, Dan the Overnighter Schneider, Dan Put It in Her Clam Schneider, Dan Came Inside Her Schneider, Dan Likes Him Tighter Schneider, Dan the Rough Rider Schneider, Dan the Meat Grinder, Dan the Diaper Slider Schneider, Daily Dan Child Ramen Schneider, Dan the Cheek Divider Schneider, Dan the Big Dick and Nick Schneider, Dan the Hymen Divider Schneider, Dan the Hymen Collider Schneider. No, there's more. Dan the Demolition Man Schneider. Dan the Cervix Wrecker Schneider. Dan, this one's a bleeder Schneider. These aren't even the best ones. This is a shitty list. I've seen better, but you get the idea. They know. They've known for years. Mark Zuckerberg sold all his fucking stock before the press found out.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it's not insider trading apparently if you expose
For the
who you're
CEO.
fucking. Yeah.
He sold all of his stock.
In his own fucking company, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
that
a
means
huge
some shit's
amount.
gonna go down.
Yeah.
No, he knows it's dead on Facebook. He knows he...
I mean, it's
dead and all.
Here's the thing.
Who's using Facebook
It's
now?
slowly dying anyway.
Who's using Facebook? You see young
My
people
mom.
on Facebook? Yeah,
I have.
our moms.
I
That's-
still use
Yeah,
it to
it's
promote
old
my
people.
channel, but it's not even. The thing I liked about
Can you
Facebook
break
though.
cactus?
Yeah, the thing I liked about Facebook though, and I think it had great potential. I think this medium in particular, you can it's a medium for writers, as in Twitter has a character amount. They expanded it, but you can only write so much in there. Instagram, Snapchat, all that shit's for pictures. Facebook is really the only place where you can publish full articles. But the problem with that is, one is their new free speech bullshit. They're cracking down on that if you're not you don't meet their moral guidelines and shit. But the second part is, and the reason why people don't talk shit like they should on Facebook is because their grandma comes in and finds out about them, and because old people get involved. And if you dare say you're an atheist on your fucking
And Granny finds
when you're
out.
you don't want to be the one to blame for her funeral. You don't want to be the one to fucking give her the heart attack and people look at you and at the funeral, like, And it had great
That's a good
potential,
point.
but yeah, family fucking ruined it. That's what happened.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing: I think the scandal is actually, it's not.
It's more.
It's bullshit. It's a bullshit scandal from what I've seen.
But Facebook, it works more as a surveillance tool than anything else. Everyone's willingly posting all their information, what they did, where they are, what they ate, where they visited.
That's
And
all social media.
that's all social media, but Facebook, it stays there forever.
This is
and
the
they
question.
willingly post it.
All of them. Even Snapchat, they keep the info.
Even Snapchat,
And
they
their
keep the
servers.
info, but you publicly keep it up there. And Facebook, they collect all that data and your private data too, and they sell it. And they've been caught red-handed selling your data to other people other than the government. It's linked directly to the government.
They all do
All
it.
that.
They all
Everyone
do it.
sells
Google
it. All
does
do
it.
it.
YouTube does it.
Facebook, we know about. The other ones, we don't know,
Well,
but
the
we
reason-
do
the
know.
NSA
They obviously
we do
are.
know.
It's pretty clear that
It's
they are.
pretty clear
Here's
they
the
are,
thing,
but
though.
Facebook, we got the concrete proof. That's why it's the end
Is
of
there
Facebook.
anything wrong with that?
Because people are waking up. Huh?
Is that I want to ask you guys? You're familiar with the Fourth Amendment, right? You guys you know, you have an idea. It's the right to privacy. Like they
Absolutely,
can't
yeah.
search if you're a cop, they can't search your car without any proof. And there's a lot of gray
Without
area.
any reasonable suspicion.
Right,
yeah.
there's a lot of gray area when it comes to that. But I would argue, I want to know your guys' opinions first because you might not agree. What do you think that selling your data and recording and take is an invasion of your privacy?
I think it is, and on top of that, I think if we are selling our data, why don't we get paid for it? How come Facebook gets paid for selling our data? That's our data. If we want, we should be able to sell it. No middleman involved.
What about your search history? Say you search, say you're into fisting porn or something, and the porn companies want to know about it. All right, and it's like, hey, you know, this is just what I get off to, but you're searching it. You're consuming it. Is that still your private information? Are you, you know?
I mean, like, what I think is, like, it's up to us.
Yeah, it's up to us.
If we want to not have our info put anywhere, we should just not use these services. But
We
it's
should
like, how
avoid
can
them.
you avoid them, you know? It's kind of hard nowadays, so.
But
You
now,
could make laws.
but now with crypto's freeing up everything. So it's a new age. It's a new age.
A little, but still.
Well, I actually think, if you want to add something on, but like, what do you?
Well-
Is it an invasion though? Is it an invasion if they
I
sell?
don't know, dude. Like, I feel like companies are just gonna act in their own interest, however they can make the most money, and like, yeah,
Well,
I think it is an invasion of
It's
like
an invasion
privacy
of your
for
privacy
sure.
because
Like, it's not
yeah.
ethical, but at the same time, like, what can we do? Like, you're saying you want to pass a law against them selling it or something? I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
No, I actually disagree with you. I think I don't think it's an invasion of the Fourth Amendment to sell your data because you're consuming that data.
I don't know
It's
about
not
Fourth
like
Amendment.
and besides, whatever you put out on the internet, it's a personal responsibility thing.
Yeah, but
You can't erase, you can't take back anything you put out there. And to my knowledge, as long as you don't have anything to hide, why would you even care? What is so personal to you that you would put out there publicly, that you would search? I think if you're on the internet, you should assume that people are looking at your shit, period. But why does it matter? I don't know.
I think it matters because a lot of people don't know what Facebook's doing with their data, and they're putting in personal information.
Well, we
all
assume.
we all know you put in personal information when you're setting up your account. That's not shared with your friends. That's not shared with the public, and that information you expect Facebook to keep private, and they say they will, but it turns out they don't from all these leaked documents and stuff and whistleblowers in Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there was like another thing I was gonna say, like, you know those DNA companies where you send them your DNA,
DNA and me.
and they tell you like
23andMe or
what
whatever.
ethnicity you are or something. Yeah, those companies, I'm pretty sure they like sell your shit to insurance.
Absolutely, 100%.
Insurance
No doubt,
companies.
no
No
doubt.
doubt. Why is it so cheap to do? You know how much
They should pay
takes?
you a lot more.
You know
for
how
that
much
shit.
it takes to get all these scientists and all these people to research your DNA and tell you where you come from? That's not cheap.
Yeah.
And you can order it off the TV for I don't even know how much, but
It's like when
cheap.
Net-
it's
it's
like
like-
15, 20.
yeah.
If they're gonna use it though, they should pay you. Like, but they say they're not
Nah.
gonna use it, but
They're
they say you
collecting.
don't have rights. Like
They're
in the
collecting.
terms, I read the terms for one of them, and it was like you forego all the rights to your DNA or something.
Look
So-
how much one of those tests come out.
You forgot every load you pump out
It's
from
like
now
100.
on. We have a right to that.
Yeah.
We could come in your house, take your
They can-
DNA.
they
We'll
can-
take your baby.
They can use it, and they could also use it against your family too, not just you. It literally says it in the terms and conditions.
They could come in and take your baby and be like, "Oh,
Well, no.
you signed the contract."
No, like they'll just sell it to insurance, and
No,
then
yeah,
they
of
can
course,
like
of course.
charge you higher for some shit.
And hey, look at Madonna. Why does Madonna have like 3 or 4 guys that work for her? That anytime she goes to a changing room or anything, after she leaves, they start sweeping up all her hair particles, everything,
Really?
cleaning up all her DNA.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They'll sell that shit on eBay.
yeah.
From a capitalist perspective, though, even if you're a consumer and you're worried about your privacy, think about what you get in return. If you like something, like on Netflix, say, if you watch a certain genre of flick and you fucking and they decide that you like that, they're going to show you more. They're going to show you more critically acclaimed film noir, triple fisting, whatever you're into.
Exactly.
I don't think Netflix has that, but
it does. All of them have it. Google Analytics, Amazon.
You know what I'm saying.
Anything you search, it pops up on your history. Anything you even say around your microphone, if your mic's on, Facebook has that information.
You know what I'm saying?
Ad will pop up
I was
next
thinking
day.
about that.
That's true. You can look it up. It's part of their code.
I said a word that I usually never say recently,
And then an ad popped up, right?
And I haven't written it anywhere. And I wrote like A or something, and like one of the first suggestions was that word. It was like a long word, and I was like, I just wrote A. How the fuck?
Yep.
I only said it into the phone once.
The only reason I wouldn't want them to recommend shit to me as a consumer, because I'm a lazy fuck, all right? I don't want to look for the shit that I like. I want it presented to me. You may feel differently, and that's okay. But this is the world we live in. The only thing I would be nervous about is if my girlfriend or whoever came into the room and I typed in P. Yeah, that's the only situation in which that would be a bad thing. Have shit recommended to me.
Yeah. Just use incognito, bro. Never have that problem.
I am too lazy.
I'm too Control Shift N. Too lazy.
No, that's 3 keys,
That's
man.
extra work,
that's
man.
3 fucking keys.
That's 2
I thought you-
seconds
Like
less
some
of a
James Bond
fat,
shit.
man. You're missing
I thought
2
you got the
seconds
keys.
and you're fat.
Yeah. I got the keys. That'll get copyrighted for sure. I'm not playing. I would love to play that song.
Just from you saying that.
What do we got? Oh, speaking of Blue Moon, which we're drinking tonight, brought to you by Blue Moon. That was not a very clever advertisement, and
Sponsor us, please.
I'm not doing it for the money. This one's for you, Blue Moon. They are launching the marijuana infused beer. I think that would be terrific.
Yeah, that would be a good taste.
You want to get drunk or high? Yes. Out of Texas and Florida, you know it's going to be good. Texas elementary teacher suspended after discussing sexual orientation with students. The district insists she was suspended because she insists that it is her right and that is age appropriate for her to have ongoing discussions with elementary age students about her own sexual orientation, the sexual orientation of artists, and their relationships with other gay artists. No, it's not, bitch. You need to shut your sexual orientation. Do you think the kids give a shit? You know, this is another thing about victimization.
I don't think anyone gives a shit. And then they wonder why Timmy's a little psychopath.
Yeah.
So good for them for firing her. That's restored my faith in humanity by a little.
Here's the thing: because I've had a couple gay teachers. You had any gay teachers?
Yeah, I've had a gay
You
teacher.
could clearly-
6th grade.
Yo, you could clearly tell.
Yeah.
Yo,
Oh, one sec. Hold on.
you could clearly tell that they're gay, right? All right, they're not like chugging a dick behind their desk or whatever, but
But they're not bragging about it. They
have-
would never say a
they're
word.
not a dickaholic.
Back
you know?
in the day, they would
fucking-
never say a word about their sexual orientation.
They had some wild times in college, yes,
Yeah.
but even my gay teachers, they never said a word. They had a
Yeah.
picture of their hubby or whatever on their fucking desk. That's as far as it goes.
That's as far as it goes.
That's
absolutely.
as far as it fucking goes.
And every kid thought that was his brother or his cousin or something. Nobody knew.
You know how you said like gay teachers, like you've had them, but they don't tell you they're gay.
Why should they? What fucking?
I've had a teacher that didn't like straight up say anything, but he was a drama teacher and he would just give us a
Knight?
bunch of Yeah.
Yeah,
He would
fucking,
give us a bunch of plays where just gay shit happens in them.
Yeah,
And like he's gay and
it's like subliminal homoeroticism.
yeah, it's subliminal. Like he's like, all right, you're gonna play this gay guy. You're gonna play the other gay guy.
You're gonna suck some dick.
Yeah. You gotta really get into the role.
Dude,
And,
he actually recorded us on camera. I'm sure that footage is still floating around somewhere to this day.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So that's like one step away. I thought that was weird. I didn't see the point of that, but
Yeah.
to each his own, I
There was
guess.
no point.
Teachers suck in general, though. fuck them all. I don't think they should be paid more. I think they're paid exactly what they fucking deserve. I'm for firefighters. Firefighters don't shoot unarmed black children. At least not anymore. They might have taken
Maybe
out
with the water hoses
exactly.
back in the day.
Back in the day, right?
They were pretty good shots too.
Yeah. But what does a fireman do anymore? He wears the fucking gay hat. He slides down the pole, you know. Basically a fucking...
Sorry for any firefighters listening.
Basically a fucking... They're heroic strippers is what they are. But I still think strippers are more heroic. I think, no, not strippers. Fuck strippers. Hookers. That's what I mean. There's a fine line. I look up to hookers. I mean, not meaning that... I know they're going to rob me. I'm still going to hide my wallet up my ass when I invite a hooker over. But I respect the profession. I think... Okay, let me put it to you this way. What story would you rather read about? The drunk and the whore? Or the Cook County clerk and the... and the fucking district manager of a chain? Like, which would you rather fucking read about?
The latter of the two.
No, the first one, right?
Yeah,
the
the
drunk
first
and the
one.
whore.
I don't like
Why
him.
is Richard?
Not-
Why is
like
Richard
him, but
Spencer
He's
not
not
racist?
though. He puts like white people above other people for himself, but everyone does that for their own race. There's nothing special about it.
But here's the thing: if you promote it as an ideology, if he just said,
It
"Hey,
is an
from my
ideology.
perspective,"
People just don't talk about it.
He's doing it. This is his whole case thing. It's like
Everyone does what he says. He just says it out loud.
it's
Everyone
his
thinks that way.
case is that black people in all these cultures, they're talking about power, and then he talks about like, oh, what about white people? And then everyone labels him racist. So that's pretty.
Even
much
if
what
they
it
don't talk
that's a
about
mistake,
it,
though. From any perspective, color code, just it's
is.
identity
eliminate-
politics. He's
it
doing
is.
the same
He's doing
shit
the same thing exactly
that the left is
I agree.
doing. He is doing the same shit.
His whole argument, I've watched like an hour interview
like,
with
in a
him.
way, he's
He
like,
assumes that all white
His-
people are like him, but
His-
they're not.
He's not
his-
saying they're like him. He's just saying like he wants to preserve
His-
white culture.
yeah, his-
'Cause they're-
What white culture?
'cause
There
we're
is no
being-
white culture.
Well, there is. That's fucking retarded.
No, in
But
America,
at the same
dude,
time,
Well, yeah, in America.
I don't
there's
want
no
that
white
fucking
At the
culture.
same
White
time,
people
like-
are
Yeah, the
boring.
White people are the worst. In
white
America.
people are being kind of like becoming more and more the minority
That's-
in their own countries, which is what he's trying to like. show.
Here's
No,
the thing,
his whole
It's
whole
not
idea
racist, man.
exactly
It's just fucking-
exactly. His whole idea is he says he's like, I don't care if you're Czech or you're German or you're English
Only
or
white
English
people.
or he didn't say Bulgarian, but like or Greek. Like
Nah.
we're all Greeks aren't, but fucking
He
we're
hates
all.
Bulgarians, dude.
He probably does, dude.
He would kill a
mostly.
Bulgarian.
He
He doesn't want you.
If
in his
he's a
neighborhood,
if he's a
bro.
racist, then he will. If he's not a racist, then he won't.
Dude,
but
you
he
got
said-
that fro, so like, what do you?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe
He's
kill
gonna
him.
assume you're Jewish, man.
Yeah, that's true. Might be. That's why.
Jewish girls are hot.
Yes.
I'm not Jewish, but anyways.
Why would he hate on Jews?
And if I was Jewish, that's a fucking good advantage.
Jews are the only ones. Jews
wanted to
make you
join
money.
Jew
Why would
club.
you hate on Jews?
Because they fucking control the world, and they
Why?
fucking
Why would you hate on that though? Like,
because they're fucking scum.
they've come a long way
You don't
from
like
being
that.
in the ovens and shit.
No, because the most important.
That's why they were.
Yeah, that's why they were. Because their most important thing was fucking stealing people's money. That was their most important life fucking cause.
That's it. That's everybody though. Arabs even more so. DJ Khaled, you DJ Khaled.
Well, they're just smarter. That's
They're-
why they do it better.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess that's their biggest crime.
Maybe that is. Maybe that is.
But what? Okay, what is racism? Because you see right here, alt-right erupts after crying Nazi
Yeah, I
Christopher
was gonna say Richard
Cantwell.
Spencer. His whole idea is to have like a white state or some bullshit.
It's insane.
And it's
Yeah, I
It's
don't know.
insane.
It's-
It's not practical. It's
no,
just
no, no,
a
no,
general
no.
idea.
He wants to.
Because like the Jews don't consider themselves white, because they try to
don't?
distinguish themselves from like Gentiles. and
They
shit.
do that
So
for
that's
their
why.
own advantage,
Dude,
though. Like they
Jews-
do that.
Yeah,
Jews
but
are from Mars.
that's what he was
dude.
saying.
Jews are or Martians that came down from the planet.
Yeah, like-
dude, and they're more.
If Harvey Weinstein,
I'm not fucking around.
I would
I've had
consider
a
them
Jew
white.
tell me that bullshit. That they're fucking outer space aliens that came
Okay,
on the
look.
planet. And
We're all
they
out-
bred with us.
We're all aliens, bro.
We're all aliens.
We're
but
brought here mixed
they-
with like
Martians were the original. They're the Jews are the original.
specifically
Martians. Yeah, he said they
From Mars?
fucking told me this is Mars. I don't know if I think we might have been high, but like he was trying to tell me some shit.
All right. Let me.
Oh, are we live?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh,
I didn't
shit.
even know. I don't even
Can we
know.
restart it?
The title of his video,
Yeah.
Racist Fucks on My Show. Supporting Richard Spencer.
Wait, were you recording that Richard Spencer shit? You better edit that shit out. 'Cause
It's on
There's
now.
a case.
It's on.
there's a case against.
It's on his fucking channel now.